I think it's called A. Robity, and A is Rolling Stone. There are many people who saw the Rolling Stones, but we saw them in a unique way that many don't see. We are from uptown, near Schenectady, and we made a record of them because we thought it might be important. When we had met them, we found out roughly that there were two of the lead singer at some point in time and that they were not the same. In fact, the one had a mole and the other one didn't, and he would try to disguise it so that it didn't look like he had the mole on his face. This is something we noticed right away because it was obvious that it was there because it was quite large. After a amount of time, we figured out that he actually managed to have it removed some way. We don't know, but they eventually became identical, and they were not at first, and this is something we noticed as well. They came around because they knew someone down the street that we knew. This is not anything special. We became a part of the area that they came to so that we could see who they were, and we made copies of, who they are. We, at some point in time, found out that one of them is basically a pirate king. This is something we couldn't have ever expected. The other one is just an heir without anything to his name. This is interesting because this basically makes them both pirates. And I noticed that basically at some point in time that they were just like pirates to it. We knew that they were who we saw, and they were not a way we see. And we finally figured out that, you know what, neither one of them is any good. The rest of the group is broken, pathetic, and poor, and addicted to drugs. We knew who they were. We saw where they went. We knew who they talked to. We knew about their new music. We knew that they were up to something. Every single one of them appears to be some sort of an air thief. Every single one of them always had some sort of a degenerate attitude. Every single one of them would imbibe as much drug and drink as they could. They were both sick in the head to some degree. If you want to know exactly how it went, you can watch the film. It pretty much describes it in detail of what we see. But most of these things are dull and to some point not anything we see. Most of this appeared beyond our borders where they would have a specific tirade in a specific town, and they did this quite frequently beyond our area. I told my friend, I swear, if I wish I could follow them around and see all the weird stuff they do to people, because I knew they were up to something the whole way. He said when they come here, they're on their best behavior because there's something here they have to wait to be able to steal. He said, yeah, they're going to try to steal the night poke, which of course they eventually did. Everyone knew it too. That's the part that really messes with people, is that they knew they were going to try to steal it. We don't know why no one sees them the way that we see them. We don't know why no one sees them the way that they see them. Apparently, they're just invisible while they're fully visible right in front of you. We tried to talk to this guy about it for a long time when we were like, is there a reason they just get away with what they do? And he said it's because he's a pirate king. They have to move very specifically and cautiously about it. We thought that this was stupid. You could just walk up and ice the dude, and they says, no, trust me, that will be probably a bad decision making because some of them happen to come back because they're pirates. We said he comes back after death. He's like, yeah, that's old news. Have you ever read the Bible? And he laughed at us because apparently we don't know anything because of the way we were raised. Do you know that when we see these people, we just go, what a degenerate, and we try to move on and not think about it? But they go, oh, he's a filthy one of those, and then they never look our way again. And I said, how is that any different than the way we see? And he says, it's because you never stop looking at them, and I don't know how you cannot see that. It appears that there is some difference between us, and I was trying to decipher what this was at the time. And then I finally did decipher it. I really do stare at a person for their entire life and tell all my friends about them and think nothing of it. I found out that the way we see people is quite degenerate and that most of them don't see people this way. I found out we were like from the Ozarks or something, the way we see people and remember every little thing we do once we see them. I thought this was something they see, and I found out this is something only we do. It appears that we are in some way inbreeders because this is what we see. Someone told us that we are some of the worst inbreeders in the entire world because of this. It appears I don't know much of anything, and that my record is not of any value. And that's the entire story to it.